What are some preconceived notions that you would like to just get out of the way, especially when you're talking to other moms? Like, what do we need to not believe or not?
Um, that we force our kids to make content. Like that's a huge
Mm,
misconception. I mean, any mom knows like getting your kid to do anything is not easy. You think I can make them do content? Like anything they do, it's because they want to do it. So when I hear that, I'm like, there it must not be parents that are saying
right.
that because like I just want them to clean their room. Like if we can get that, I'm excited. So we're not talking about forcing anybody to do content. I hate when I hear that. It's like,
Yeah.
no,
Well, it's
big
also
time.
different because their content can be done at the house versus like, you're not like parading your children around malls, performing, in carnivals and parades.
Yeah,
Like
and
they like doing it.
Dixie's almost 20 and
Yeah.
lives on her own. Charli is very much headstrong, and when it comes to social media, she's smart and she's savvy and she knows what works and doesn't. And we follow her lead on that, and she's done a really good job. So
Is
that
that because there's just a whole generation of children that are just born intrinsically knowing how this stuff works?
I do think they are definitely it's their first hand sort of gut knowing like what works. But for our girls, my husband Mark is he's in the clothing business, and that has been his career since he's 23 or 4. He's now 52. So not to put his age on blast, but he is very good at branding and marketing and building businesses and that whole thing. So as parents, it was just a natural. So, and like in our generation, parents would say, your reputation and, be mindful of
Mm,
that and that kind of thing. It was just natural for us to almost like we never called it their reputation. We called it their brand. It wasn't a big parent moment where this is how we're going to do it. It just kind of happened.
mm,
And talking about like, would you want that for your brand? And
mm,
so they were always very thoughtful when they posted, like, is this what I want? Whatever you put out there is out there, and there's no coming back from that. And so is that what you want for your brand? And treat yourself as a business and a brand and the kind of human you want to be, and that kind of sort of that was our take on it. And they picked up on that at a very early age, not even just on social media but in life. Like,
mm,
is your brand a mean girl? Is your brand, what is it?
Mm.
And as they grow and learn and adjust, as they figure out who they are, it's changed, but it always goes back to that. And so very early on, they would ask us, can I do this, or can I post this, or should I? And I'm like, if you're asking us, then you have some doubt. So why don't you kind of think about that for a little bit? And so that's kind of just always been our thing. Is that good for your brand? And now, I mean, obviously we didn't know all this was going to happen, but it works because it's a bigger conversation now. And so when they are getting offers from different companies, they think about it and they're like, you know what, it's just not right for my brand. I don't align with that, or, my following wouldn't even, it's not me, and they know that.
mm.
So that's just always been a conversation in our household. So I guess to some degree they kind of grew up with that, and it just leaned
Yeah.
into when they got big on social media.